Hello, saver. Whether you're saving for that trip to the tropics or saving for an emergency, now is the time to take advantage of Wells Fargo's savings options. Wells Fargo offers savings accounts that can help you save towards your goals. So, what are you saving for? Visit a Wells Fargo branch or wellsfargo.com/save to open a savings account today.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Hello, it's Carl, and this is an interesting moment. We have been together, maybe. Actually, I have no idea if we've been together or not, but this is the 31st of these short recordings that are an introduction to this Meditation Made Simple, which in this current iteration has been Stop the World, You Can Get Off. And I've no idea if you've managed to stop the world and get off. It has been my earnest endeavour to share with you an exercise that would help you do that. Excuse me, and I'd love to hear your feedback, whether that's been the case for you, and we will do a final 10 minutes for this particular season, if you like. Season 1, episode 31. It's season, I don't know, many seasons, but this is episode 31 and the concluding one, of basically saying the same thing over and over again in a different time and space, such that you might discover a way of pausing and stopping and realizing a little more of the magnificence and the peace and the love and the stillness and the joy available to you. That's the essence of this. And moving on from here, I would like to go into something that brings together, or continues with the idea of meditation made simple, continues with the idea of stopping the world and being in line with life, with pure life, and less of the world, which to me, and as I understand it, is the superstructure, the imposition upon us, as we are pure life. We are a fragment of life, enjoying life with any luck, if providence is with us and if our intelligence is with us. We are free, and we are life, enjoying itself, a fragment thereof, chip off the old block. But as you can see, as you know from your own experience and those around you, the people are lost in the world that has been created, that is the superstructure, that is the imposition on top. So something, in my view, is needed to bring us back to the original state, to life itself, to pure life, to what we really are. And this is it. And I want to carry on with Stop the World. I want to carry on with Meditation Made Simple. And for the next little while, the phrase that comes to mind is, only life matters. What can we do to be the life that is the only thing that really matters? Nothing else matters, does it? Because none of us matter really in the grand scheme of things, because as a personality, as an individual, we don't persist. But life does. The thing that animates us, the thing from which we come, seems to persist. Life goes on, as the expression says. And of course, at the moment, there's a thing going on about male mental health, and I'd like to dwell on that for the rest of this November 2021, and possibly lean into the mental state and the state of consciousness of the men of the world, given that the focus is upon them with Movember and male health issues specifically, or particularly male mental health and suicide. So I think this has something to share, something, as I say, to lean into that conversation. So that's where we're going, and as ever, I would dearly love your feedback on where you are and what recurs to you, and whether or not, essentially whether this is useful to you and how it's useful, and if you have any blockages with this, if you think there's something in it for you, but you can't quite make the sort of progress you want to for want of a better phrase, I'm here, carl@carlmunson.com. And so I think if you've listened to any of these at all over the last 31 sessions, of course, there are only 30, I think, because one went missing. But, that's, to me, that's great. And last night's was silent. And these curveballs are there for you to respond and react to or not. I'm interested to know, if you felt shortchanged, if you got angry, if you couldn't be bothered. All these things that come up, they're all very interesting pieces of information as an indication of where you're at in your willingness to meditate, in your willingness to embrace life, the only thing that really matters, or be distracted and lost elsewhere. So very interested in having that conversation with you. I've whittled on for 5 minutes now, so we'll go into 10 minutes of peace, and just please keep coming back to the breath coming in and out of the body, and your senses. Feel the weight of your body on the chair to begin with. And as you become aware that you've got a body, and you come out of your thoughts and thinking mind, and I am to some extent a body, and it's sat here right now, and there's breath coming in and out of it, and we're going to focus on that breath coming in and going out for the next 10 minutes in peace. Just keep coming back to your breath. I think we're on about 10 minutes there. My what would it be? What's a good way of describing it? My awareness was pretty noisy tonight, and not the climax to the 31 days I might hope for. But which part of me is hoping for a great finish, a really good meditation? That would be the part of me that's possibly not the most edifying, useful, clear part of me. The important thing is to see the thing as it is, perhaps without judgment, perhaps with acceptance. And I'm good with how it was, in seeing how it was and being with how it was. Busy, thoughts coming up, ideas percolating up, and then remembering to breathe occasionally. Well, I was breathing anyway, my body was taking care of that, but consciously focusing on the breath to create space between my perception, my awareness, and all that's going on in that noisy space of what is being perceived and what is being aware of, if that makes any sense. This is a realm for which words are not well known, I think, because we don't, in normal society we don't talk about this, do we? So the words are sometimes difficult to pick well, and they may have confusing usage and so on. So that's why it's quite good to have a conversation, and perhaps we need to have a get together, a group session to talk some of these things over at some point. Again, if you would find that useful, just get in touch, carl@carlmanson.com. But it's a great practice not to try and have a good meditation, as it were, but to get good at seeing what's going on and being with it. Not be self-judging, not be looking for a result, but just seeing what's going on there. So all well and good. It is what it is. It was what it was. And we move on and we let it go and we come back again in a different form. One of the thoughts that did come up is that I would love to work on some sort of meditation program, some mind, I was going to call it mind control, but for you conspiracy theorists who I'm thinking of, it's probably not the best choice of words, is it? If you've got an emotional predisposition trigger for being controlled, you're not going to want me to do that as well. But it occurred to me that the mind is a terrible thing to believe, and so are the minds of other people. So what else have we got? We have other faculties, don't we? We have the ring of truth. We have our instincts and our intuition, and we can have a fuller picture, not one or the other, not one or other tool for discernment, but a bigger picture rather than just my emotional reactions or my thinking mind thinking that something is good. Because if you believe your mind about anything or everything as a single source of reference, you're going to start believing that bit of rope in the road in the dark is a snake, which I think we've all done, have we not, or something similar. And our mind is always, we can always see that in retrospect, our mind has been wrong at times with its first judgment. Its job to protect us. That quick thinking mind, the opinion maker, the judger, is there for a good purpose, to be quick off on the uptake and to defend us and look after us and see our survival. But we tend to give it a lot more credibility than that particular job that it does so well. And we let it do jobs that it doesn't do very well. A little bit like allowing a 5-year-old to do brain surgery. 5-year-olds are great at being 5-year-olds, but maybe they're not so great at being brain surgeons. Although those little fingers might be helpful. But you get the point. So yes, for conspiracy theorists, perhaps it will be useful to meditate and give yourself a fuller picture of discernment and observation and awareness, rather than having your human mind, and all our human minds I think work in a similar way, but then having a nature or a predisposition of being mistrustful of those who you imagine might want to control you, and seeing that everywhere, seeing control, seeing domination, seeing people up to no good. And that's an emotional thing, is it not? It's a reflection of something perhaps unhealed from childhood that makes you leap straight to that conclusion and want to be interested in things of that kind. And God knows there are a lot of people in that business at the moment who will gladly feed that sensibility or openness or bias or way of thinking, way of being around at the moment. And it's an interesting time to stay free, to stay clear, to stay true. And that's my hope for us, that we can stay true to life, free, clear, pure, through our own discernment and through our own efforts. And I hope to talk to you again about that and be with you. Actually, not just talk about it, but actually do it, and actually enjoy the fruit of that in our lives. Because if not that, then what are we here for? Bye for now. Carl@carlmunson.com. Get in touch.
Wells Fargo presents one of the surest ways to grow your money. A Wells Fargo CD account, where you can earn a 5.00% annual percentage yield on an 11-month term with a minimum opening deposit of $5,000. Visit a Wells Fargo branch or wellsfargo.com/CD rates to open a CD account and start growing your savings with us.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.